Madam Speaker, I move to proceed to the calendar of business.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, under the calendar of business for the day, I move to consider House Bill number 10800 as contained in the Committee Report number 1208, submitted by the Committee on Appropriations, and for this purpose direct the Secretary General to read the title of the measure.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. The Secretary General is directed to read the title of the measure.
House Bill 10800, an act appropriating funds for the operation of the government of the Republic of the Philippines from January 1 to December 31, 2025.
Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move to open the period of sponsorship and debate.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The period of sponsorship and debate is now open. Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move to recognize Representative Elizalde Esco, Chairperson of the Committee on Appropriations, to deliver his sponsorship speech on House Bill number 10800.
The Honorable Elizalde Esco, Chairperson of the Committee on Appropriations, is recognized to begin the sponsorship of House Bill number 10800.
Honorable Speaker, distinguished guests, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we as representatives of the people gather as a collective body to exercise the power of the purse, a sacred duty entrusted to us by the Constitution. This power shapes national quality and directs the nation's trajectory. Today, it is with great responsibility and honor that I stand before you to sponsor the House Bill number 10800, or the 2025 General Appropriations Bill. The fulfillment of one of Congress' most vital responsibilities. This measure proposes 4.405 billion pesos in new appropriations, consisting of 4.247 billion pesos in program new appropriations and 158.67 billion pesos in unprogrammed appropriations. On July 29, 2024, through the Department of Budget and Management, the President submitted within the prescribed time the proposed 2025 budget. Soon after the submission, the Committee on Appropriations immediately got to work and conducted budget briefings and hearings from August 5 to September 10, 2024. We spent long hours to test out the projects, activities, and programs of the entire Philippine government. Today, we deliberate on that proposal as one body, ensuring that it reflects our commitment to the Filipino people. Nagbibigay ng katangi-tanging kapangyarihan sa ating saligang batas sa mababang kapulungan ng Kongreso upang pagmulan ng pagbuo ng taunang gastusin ng pamahalaan. Ang pambansang budget bilang kinagawa ng taong bayan, tungkulin natin tiyakin na ang yaman ng pamahalaan ay nakatalaga ng wasto, patas at mahusay. Tinutupad natin ang sinupang tungkulin na papaginturan ang sambayanan. Ang pambansang budget ang siyang plano ng pamahalaan presidensya. Ipinapakita nito kung ano-ano ang mahalaga at mga gusto namin mangyari sa kagyat at sa pagmamadali. Walang pera ang maaaring gastusin mula sa kabahan ng bayan ng labag sa batas. Kaya mahalaga ang pagpasa ng General Appropriations Bill. Pinopondahan ito ang mga pampublikong programa at proyekto. Tinitiyak ang epektibong paghahatid ng mahalagang serbisyo at itinataguyod ang pag-unlad ng pambansang ekonomiya at lipunan. The proposed total national budget for 2025 is 6.352 trillion pesos. The sum of the program new appropriations of 4.247 trillion pesos and the 2.105 trillion pesos in automatic appropriations constitute the appropriations cover for the budget. This year's budget theme is Agenda for Prosperity, fulfilling the needs and aspirations of the Filipino people. It aligns with the following three pillars of the Philippine Development Plan 2023 to 2028. The first pillar aims to develop and protect the capabilities of individuals and families. Ang sentro sa bawat mamamayan at pamilyang Pilipino. Inuuna ang edukasyon, kalusugan, at proteksyon ng panlipunan. Human and social development will receive 2.120 trillion pesos or 33.28% of the budget to ensure the Filipinos are empowered and protected. The second pillar seeks to transform production as to generate more quality jobs and competitive products and services. Layon ng 1.85 trillion pesos na nakatalaga dito ang makagawa ng maraming trabaho habang sinusuportahan ang agrikultura at ang industrial na organisasyon ng Pilipinas. This will ensure our country's sustainable economic growth. The third pillar endeavors to create an enabling environment encompassing institutions and physical natural environments. Makakatanggap sa malaking pondo ang mga programa sa infrastruktura at pamamahala. It will modernize public services, boost connectivity, and enhance climate resilience. Nakakailalim at sa tatlong haligi ito ang legacy projects ng Pangulo, ang legacy specialty hospitals, legacy on food security, at legacy housing para sa Maynila. Nakasentro ang atensyon ng pamahalaan at tiyakin may maayos tayong mga ospital para alagaan ang mga Pilipino. May sapat tayong pagkain at may disenteng tirahan. In terms of sectors, the 2025 budget allocates significant resources to number one, education. It remains a top priority with 977.6 billion pesos dedicated to ensuring accessible and quality education for all. Number two, public roads and highways. It will receive 900 billion pesos to address infrastructure gaps, including flood control, roads, and bridges. Number three, health. It gets 297.6 billion pesos to enhance health services and ensure universal health coverage. Number four, defense and social welfare. Respectively, they will receive 256.1 billion pesos and 230.1 billion pesos to maintain peace and order and safeguard the most vulnerable sectors of Philippine society. Looking ahead to 2025, the Philippine economy is projected to grow between 6.5% and 7.5%. This forecast signals not only our economic growth or strength, but also our collective commitment to sustain development. Our country remains on an upward trajectory with consistency and continued determination. We are poised to achieve upper middle income status by 2025, a milestone that will bring about new opportunities and improve living standards for our people. Amidst this expected economic growth and significant budgetary allocations, two priority areas, reducing poverty, remains a continuing and complex battle. Ganun pa man, tama ang direksyon natin. The 2023 official poverty indicates that our efforts are yielding results. Poverty incidence dropped to 15.5% from 18.1% in 2021. This is equivalent to lifting 2.45 million Filipinos out of poverty. Similarly, the number of food-poor individuals fell to 4.484 billion pesos from 6.5 billion during the same period. While these gains are encouraging, the goal of reducing poverty to a single digit 9% by 2028 remains a formidable challenge. Achieving this requires sustained investment in education, healthcare, job creation, and social protection. Mahalagang masiguro na ang paglago ng ekonomiya ay magdudulot ng konkreto at positibong transformasyon sa buhay ng bawat o ng lahat ng Pilipino. Ang hamon sa atin ngayon ay patibayin ang mga kamit na daming pagbabago, patuloy na abutin ang mga hirap at bumuo ng isang lipunan na ang lahat ay kasama sa pag-unlad. As we deliberate on the proposed budget, I appeal to every member of the esteemed body to prioritize the timely approval of the General Appropriations Bill for the fiscal year 2025. The prompt passage of this bill is critical to ensuring that government programs are implemented efficiently, eradicating poverty and benefiting every Filipino, especially those that most need. In the words of Nelson Mandela, overcoming poverty is not a task of charity. It is an act of justice. Like slavery and apathy, poverty is not natural. It is man-made. It can be overcome and eradicated by the action of human beings. Let us, as one Congress, join hands in ensuring that this budget reflects the aspirations of our people, aligned with our vision for clickable progress and fosters sustainable growth. Let us, in this chamber, beautifully exercise the power to shape the future of our nation toward prosperity for all Filipinos. With this, I humbly seek the approval of this body of the 2025 General Appropriations Bill under House Bill number 9800. Maraming salamat po, Mike. God bless us.
Madam Speaker, I move to recognize Representative Stella Luz A. Kimbo, Senior Vice Chairperson of the Committee on Appropriations, to deliver her sponsorship speech on House Bill number 10800.
The Honorable Stella Luz A. Kimbo, Senior Vice Chairperson of the Committee on Appropriations, is recognized to begin the sponsorship of House Bill number 10800.
Madam Speaker, colleagues, guests, magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. I stand before you today not just as a public servant, but as a fellow Filipino, fully aware of the big challenges our people face. The high cost of basic needs, especially rice and electricity charges, to unforeseen events such as illness, death, and job loss that can easily push a family to worsening degrees of poverty, or for a family to become poor even when not poor at the onset. In recent weeks, we have endured typhoons that have devastated communities and livelihoods. Sa amin po sa Pilipinas, ang simpleng ulan ay maaaring magdulot ng matinding baha. Kaya para sa amin at sa nakalagami ang palaisipan. Kailan kaya tuluyang na mawawala ang baha sa buhay namin. When it rains, fear grips us. When will a solution to these recurring challenges finally come? We have concluded the budget hearings for each agency, and what stands clear is the vital role of accountability and transparency. The funds entrusted by Congress are not just figures in a ledger. They are meant to uplift lives and create real, lasting improvements for every Filipino. Kaya't malaga na pusisiin ang bawat piso sa budget. Malamang, ito ang point of view ng ating mga kababayan habang sinusuri natin ang pambansang budget. This morning, we will discuss and debate the general principles on which the 2025 General Appropriations Bill was crafted, the macroeconomic assumptions, and the targets that we hope to achieve. Adopted by Congress in 2022, our medium-term fiscal framework, which articulates our multi-year economic targets, is built on robust macroeconomic principles, carefully calibrated to address both domestic and global challenges. We are navigating towards sustained and inclusive growth while ensuring fiscal consolidation remains a priority. Yes, our economy is growing today. Our GDP expanded by 6.3% in the first half of the year, putting us on track to meet our growth target of 6 to 7%. This reflects sound fiscal management and responsible governance. The numbers show that we are on the right path. Through our collective efforts, we have brought inflation down to 3.3% as of August 2024. However, the work is far from over. Year to date, the inflation rate stands at 3.6%, which is 32% lower than the 5.2% yearly inflation rate from last year. Unemployment. The numbers tell a hopeful story. The unemployment rate has dropped to 4.7% in July from 4.9% last year. In 2024, wage and salary workers increased by 907,000. Just in July, we saw an additional 221,000 compared to the same month last year. This is a clear sign that more Filipinos are finding higher quality jobs and that our efforts to create meaningful employment are making a real difference. This budget that we are proposing is a piece of the roadmap for growth, sustainable and inclusive development. It contains the various programs of government created to address problems that have emerged over time. Kaya sa madaling salita, ang 2025 General Appropriations Bill ay isang libro ng mga solusyon sa bawat problema hinaharap ng pamilya Pilipino. The proposed 6.35 trillion peso budget for fiscal year 2025 is more than just a set of allocations. It reflects our commitment to improving the lives of every Filipino. At the forefront is education, with a proposed allocation of 977.6 billion pesos, recognizing that the future strength of our nation lies in the hands of our youth. These investments, we aim to equip them with the skills needed to meet tomorrow's challenges. Healthcare is set to receive 297.6 billion pesos to ensure that every Filipino has access to quality medical services. By proposing to strengthen PhilHealth and upgrade our hospitals, we are laying the groundwork for a healthier, more productive population. Ang 211.3 billion pesos para sa agrikultura ay para matiyak ang seguridad sa pagkain. Sa pamamagitan ng pagbibigay lakas sa ating mga magsasaka, tinitiyak natin na may sapat at abot-kayang pagkain ang bawat Pilipino. Sa taong 2025, nakalaan ang 253.378 billion pesos para sa ayuda na naglalayong magbigay ng suporta sa mga pinakanangailangan sa ating lipunan. Ang tulong na ito ay mahalaga upang matulungan ang mga pamilya sa pagharap sa mga hamon tulad ng sakit at sakuna na nagtutulot ng matinding hirap na talagang nakakapag-panglubo. Ito ay tulong na magbibigay daan sa kanilang pagbangon at magtitiyak ng tuloy-tuloy na pag-unlad ng pamilyang Pilipino. Narito tayo ngayon hindi para magturuan, kundi para tiyakin na ang budget na ating tatalakayin ay pagsisilbing gabay tungo sa mas maliwanag na kinabukasan. Isang budget na magbibigay ng tiwala sa bawat Pilipino na ang pamahalaan ay tapat na naglilingkod para sa kanilang kapakanan. Ang budget na ito ay hindi lamang mga numero. Ito ay plano para matiyak na ang bawat piso ay magagamit ng tama at mararamdaman ng bawat Pilipino, lalo na ng mga pinakalanganesan. Sama-sama natin isusulong ang budget na magbibigay ng pag-asa at kaunlaran. Tiwala ako na ang ating talakayan ay magiging masinop at malalim batay sa ating tungkulin na tiyakin na bawat piso ay tunay na magsisilbi sa kapakanan. Maraming salamat at mabuhay ang Pilipinas. Madam Speaker, we may now proceed the debate on the general principles of the 2025 National Budget. Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, move to suspend session for a few minutes to allow our technical staff and resource persons of the committee to access the floor.
Session suspended.
Ay, ang mga